This is IGN. Coming up, did the PlayStation Store just leak Metal Gear Solid Delta's release date? Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. But first, Back to the Future co-creator Bob Gale has a harsh message for fans hoping for a return of the beloved science fiction franchise. Fuck you. Speaking to Yahoo, the writer and producer of all three Back to the Future films, alongside co-creator Robert Zemeckis, made clear there are no plans for a canonical continuation of the franchise. People always say, "When are you going to do Back to the Future 4?" Gale said backstage at the Saturn Awards. And we say, fuck you. While reboots and long overdue sequels are commonplace in the film industry, with examples such as The Matrix Resurrections and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny representing two very poorly received attempts, Back to the Future will seemingly and ironically remain firmly in the past. The original arrived in 1985 and sees high school student Marty McFly accidentally sent back in time by the eccentric scientist Doc Brown. While it became one of the most iconic sci-fi films of all time, its sequels, filmed and released back-to-back in 1989 and 1990, weren't so well received. The franchise has lived on in other ways despite the more than 3-decade absence, through not just its legacy and influence, but also a Broadway musical. Gale said he has plans for a stage production for Royal Caribbean Cruises too, and even teased he's helping McFly actor Michael J. Fox write a book about his experience. Meanwhile, Harrison Ford doesn't care that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny flopped critically and commercially, noting that shit happens, and said he joined Marvel because it seemed like a good time. The legendary actor of Star Wars fame told the Wall Street Journal magazine that even though it was him who felt there was another story to tell in the Indiana Jones story, he doesn't care the fifth film was critically panned and is estimated to have lost $100 million after a box office disaster. When Indy had suffered the consequences of the life that he had to live, I wanted one more chance to pick him up and shake the dust off his ass and stick him out there, bereft of some of his vigor, to see what happened, Ford said. I'm still happy I made that movie. It certainly hasn't stopped him from moving to another iconic franchise, as Ford has joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the upcoming Captain America Brave New World. He replaces the late William Hurt as Thaddeus Ross, who, as of this new film, has a bigger role as Red Hulk. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake of the original Metal Gear Solid 3, will release on August 28, 2025, according to what appears to be a PlayStation Store leak. Konami's remake of the PlayStation 2 stealth action title has finally been updated from an obviously defunct 2024 release window, seemingly out of nowhere, with even a new trailer having leaked via the PlayStation app version of the store. An Ape Escape collaboration has also been teased, which was followed by a message that reads, "and more," which seemingly alludes to further crossovers coming to the game. The first one looks like a reference to the original Metal Gear Solid 3, which featured a monkey minigame in which Snake would attempt to neutralize the animals with stun grenades and his monkey shaker gun. It's unclear why the release date and new trailer have appeared now, though if rumors of a Sony PlayStation State of Play showcase coming next week are true, it may well be that someone has simply pulled the trigger a little early, a fatal mistake when it comes to stealth action. Beyond a new first-person perspective, the game is otherwise shaping up to be an exact recreation of the original. Metal Gear Solid Delta seems more like a very shiny HD remaster than the elegant remake it could have been, IGN said in our preview. It's an admittedly beautiful nostalgia trip, but almost faithful to a fault. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson, and if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console and subscribe to our weekly podcasts through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.